Hello guys, I've got a ZVS running here and I've got this big Jacob's ladder that's about here's a screwdriver next to it and it goes up to there. Right, I've got this. I have got this battery here that I could use if I want the fan on, but I don't need it on, even at 36 volts. The bit that gets the most warm on the ZVS is just this connector bit here on the circuit board, because there's traces going through, and that's where all the current goes through, but I've put solder on them, so they could take much more current. I'd expect them to take much more current, because these wires only get a tiny bit warm, and the actual bit inside there is much thinner than the solder on there. So that's a bit strange. The capacitors get a tiny bit warm, and the heatsink gets only a tiny bit warm. Actually, capacitors get a tiny bit warmer than the heatsink. But I put the Flyback under oil now. What I did was I got one of those Volvic like containers for water, and I chopped the bottom off with a Stanley knife. Put oil in it and made sure there's no air bubbles underneath the Flyback where the pins are, and that's really important because you don't want pin arcing and you don't want any fires. I've got the high voltage wire coming out here. I'm using 15 volt Zener diodes, and there's my 1000 watt power supply, and I'm using one of the windings on it. This draws, at maximum, this draws 13 amps, and the voltage is 35 volts, and when I do an arc it goes down to 30 volts, so the wattage is about 400 watts. I'm just going to turn this on. The arcs are pretty big. You don't really have a size comparison there, but the arcs that I can draw off this, the top there is about 2 inches wide, and as you can see the arc is really fat. And really hot. So I'm just going to show you arcs with a chicken stick going like view and to the side. Okay, I'm going to be arcing off the Jacob's ladder. Right hand electrode. The arc now, including the bit that goes over the electrode. I don't want to melt too much and to melt my carpet again, but that is about as big as a Flyback transformer right now. So I'm just going to show you. Could stretch up that big. That's as big as a Flyback transformer and a half, maybe even 2. But I could see in the shadow of my camera, because the light on the camera, I could see the heat waves coming off the arc as a shadow on my chest of drawers. And now I'm going to like stretch it out sideways. Arcs are very fat. So I'm just going to put this down, make sure the electrode doesn't touch the carpet. Unplug safety first. Discharge. Right, let's check how warm things are. Heatsink is just a bit warm. Capacitors are warm. Heatsink of this power supply is stone cold. All in the rectifiers. I could feel this rectifier is the one I'm using, so it's a tiny bit warm, like just a tiny weeny bit. And the transformer is stone cold. And the oil in here is just a bit warm. But if you have any suggestions of things you want to see with this, things I could do with this, then just let me know and I'll try and reply. Thanks for watching.